Have you ever heard someone say that you're only using 10% of your brain? That if you swallow chewing gum, it stays in your stomach for 7 years? Or that drinking exactly 8 glasses of water a day is the golden rule for staying? If you're nodding, you're not alone. Most Americans across all ages have believed, or still believe, in these so-called facts. They've been repeated so often, they've turned into unshakable truths. You hear them around kitchen tables, see them on social media, or even read them in old-school textbooks. But here's the catch. Just because everyone believes something, doesn't mean it's true. In today's world where information floods our screens and facts compete with fiction, something strange has happened. Old myths, passed down like family recipes, often outlive real science. And what's more troubling, many of these myths shape how we care for our bodies, raise our children, or understand ourselves. So, what if some of the most well-known truths we hold onto are actually completely wrong? Today, we're diving into 7 popular beliefs that Americans have clung to for decades and busting them one by one. Some might surprise you, some might make you laugh, and a few might just make you say, "Wait, I believed that my whole life." Ready? Let's find out how many of these myths you've unknowingly carried with you and finally separate fact from fiction. You only use 10% of your brain. Truth or a century-old myth? Picture this. You're lounging on the couch, watching TV, when someone says, "Did you know we only use 10% of our brains?" Sounds intriguing, maybe even a little inspiring. Suddenly, you feel like an untapped superhero, just one mental unlock away from greatness. Unfortunately, that's completely false. The origin of this myth is fuzzy, but it may trace back to an offhand comment by psychologist William James in the early 1900s. Over time, that vague idea got twisted into the 10% brain myth. And Hollywood didn't help either. Movies like Lucy and Limitless turned it into a full-blown superpower fantasy. The truth? Neuroscientists have proven that nearly every part of the brain is active even when we're resting. MRI scans show that no region just sits there collecting dust. Our brains are busy, even if we don't always realize it. Believing this myth isn't just incorrect, it can be harmful. It's led to a wave of shady, brain-unlocking programs and products that promise miracles but deliver nothing. So, let's set the record straight. You're using 100% of your brain, just not all at once. And that is perfectly normal. Sugar makes kids hyper, a sweet but totally wrong lie. You've probably seen it before. A birthday party. Kids running wild, screaming, bouncing off the walls. A tired parent sighs and says, "Yep, they've had way too much sugar." Sounds logical, right? But science says otherwise. Decades of research, including a well-known study published in the New England Journal of Medicine, have found no direct link between sugar consumption and hyperactivity in children. In simple terms, sugar doesn't turn your kid into a mini rocket. So why does everyone still believe it? It mostly comes down to psychology. When parents expect sugar to make their child act hyper, they tend to notice every burst of energy. It's called confirmation bias. You pay attention to what confirms your belief and ignore the rest. One classic study proved this hilariously well. All the kids were given sugar-free snacks, but parents were told it contained sugar. The result? Parents still reported that their children were more hyper than usual. The truth is, kids are naturally energetic, especially when they're surrounded by friends, balloons, and birthday cake. Sugar's not the villain here, joy is. So next time you see a kid dancing on a sugar high, maybe they're just happy to be alive and partying. Taking a shower while sick will make you sicker. Nope. That's just steam, not a sin. It's flu season. You've got a stuffy nose, a mild fever, and a scratchy throat. Then you remember what grandma used to say. Don't you dare take a shower, you'll get worse. This belief is super common, especially in American households where the rule seems carved in stone: stay warm. No showers when you're sick. But science has some good news. Your bathroom isn't the enemy. In fact, taking a warm shower can actually help you feel better. The steam opens up your nasal passages, reduces congestion, and soothes sore muscles, as long as you're not stepping into an icy cold blast of water. A gentle shower can be comforting and therapeutic. The myth likely comes from confusing correlation with causation. If someone took a shower and then felt worse later, they blamed the water, when in reality, the virus was already doing its thing. And let's be honest, being sick is no excuse to go 3 days without bathing. Your family, and your dog, will thank you. Bottom line, showers don't make you sicker. Viruses do. So go ahead, steam it out. Breathe deep. And wash away the myth. Shaving makes hair grow back thicker and darker, a classic bathroom myth. It starts young. A teenage boy shaves for the first time and stares at the mirror, convinced his baby fuzz will return as a full-blown lumberjack beard. Or a woman hesitates before shaving her legs, afraid that the smooth skin will come back looking like a cactus. This belief that shaving causes hair to grow back thicker, darker, and faster is one of the most stubborn grooming myths around. And it's completely false. Here's what's actually happening. When you shave, you're cutting the hair at the surface, leaving a blunt edge. That edge feels coarser and looks darker, not because the hair has changed, but because it's no longer tapered like a natural strand. Think of it like trimming the tip of a pencil. It's not bigger, it just has a flat, noticeable surface now. Studies have confirmed over and over, shaving doesn't affect hair thickness, color, or speed of growth. Your follicles don't suddenly go into beast mode just because you used a razor. But hey, if it makes you feel better, blame the razor. Just know it's all in your head, not your hair. If you swallow gum, it stays in your stomach for 7 years, a sticky lee. Every American kid grows up with this warning: don't swallow your gum. It'll stay in your stomach for 7 years. It's the kind of threat that sticks with you, pun intended. The idea of gum just sitting there, haunting your digestive tract like an unwanted tenant? Terrifying. But here's the truth. Your body is not a gum museum. Yes, it's true that gum isn't digestible. Your body can't break it down the way it does with fruits or bread. But that doesn't mean it sets up camp for 7 years. Instead, your digestive system treats it like anything else it can't digest, like a watermelon seed or a bit of popcorn kernel. It passes through your system and exits the usual way. No drama. Number 7-year waiting period. No haunted intestines. The myth likely started as a scare tactic to stop kids from gulping gum like candy. Effective? Yes. Accurate? Not even close. Unless you're swallowing giant wads of gum daily, and please don't. Your digestive system will handle it just fine. So next time you accidentally swallow gum, don't panic, you didn't just sign a 7-year lease. You need to drink 8 glasses of water a day. Misunderstood hydration 101. You've heard it 1,000 times. Drink 8 glasses of water a day. It's printed in health magazines, repeated by influencers, and even written on motivational water bottles with time markers like, "You got this." But here's the twist. This 8-glass rule isn't based on solid science, at least not in the way most people think. The original recommendation came from a 1945 U.S. government report stating that adults need about 2.5 liters of water daily. But there was a catch. The very next sentence explained that most of that water comes from food. Yep, fruits, veggies, coffee, soup, all count. Somehow, that second part got lost in translation. What we were left with was, chug 8 glasses a day or risk dehydration. The truth. Your body is smart. It tells you when it's thirsty. If you're healthy, active, and not sweating buckets, simply drinking when you're thirsty is usually enough. Of course, hydration matters, but overhydration can also be a thing. Yes, too much water can throw off your body's balance too. So, unless you're living in a desert or running marathons daily, relax. Your kidneys know what to do. And your salad counts. Hand dryers are more hygienic than paper towels, blowing hot air and germs. You wash your hands in a public restroom, feeling responsible and hygienic. Then you head over to that high-powered hand dryer, the kind that sounds like a jet engine, and stick your hands in. Clean and dry, right? Well, not exactly. Contrary to popular belief, hand dryers are not cleaner than paper towels. In fact, studies have shown they can actually make your hands dirtier than when you started. Here's why. Most public bathrooms are full of airborne germs. When you use a hand dryer, especially the airblade ones, you're not just drying your hands, you're blasting bacteria around the room like confetti at a party. Some research has even found that hand dryers suck in bathroom air, full of microbes, and blow it directly onto your freshly washed hands. Yikes. One study from the University of Connecticut found that air dryers can spread germs up to 3 feet away. And some dryers even contain traces of fecal bacteria. Delightful. Meanwhile, paper towels not only dry your hands faster but also physically remove bacteria as you wipe. So next time you're in a restroom and see both options, go old school. Your hands and immune system will thank you. We all grow up believing certain things. Some are harmless, some are funny, and some quietly shape how we live, think, and care for ourselves. But here's the beautiful part. You can start asking questions starting today. No one's blaming you for believing these myths. We all have. But now, you know a little more. And that's the first step toward living smarter, staying healthier, and not getting blasted by a germ-spewing hand dryer. So the next time someone says, "Well, I heard that," smile and ask, "Who exactly said that?" Then go find the real answer together. Because in a world overflowing with information, knowing when to be curious and when to question might just be the superpower we all need. And no, you don't have to unlock 90% of your brain to use it.